Hey Aquarius, I'm back. I want to get these readings that I haven't finished out of the way so I feel like nothing's holding me back, nothing's blocking me from moving forward. These readings are going to be about the person who hurt you the deepest, and all of a sudden I'm wheezing. I wasn't before. Anyway, what they may not be telling you or maybe don't know themselves. So, let's get into this and see. This is going to be about their wounds. So, let's see what comes out. What does Aquarius need to know? Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. What does Aquarius need to know about the person who hurt them the deepest? What are they not telling them or maybe don't know themselves? Ah, no, that's not happening. Too many. Come on now. What is going on with these cards? Come on now. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, we have paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, and enjoying each other. So I feel like there might be somebody new coming in if you're not already talking to them. And they're basically telling you to enjoy it, to be happy, to be playful, to have gratitude, you know, just enjoy each other and bring up your vibration. You bring up your vibration by doing that. We have girl talk, time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment and having fun. So maybe you're single right now and you're out having fun and talking to people, and you know, you bring in and call in love that way. So, you know, and the higher your vibration is, the more love you put out, the you know, the more of a partner you're going to call in that deserves you, you know. That will come to you more correct than what the last one did. And if you're not doing this, this is what they're telling you to do. Get independent. Focus on yourself. Focus on your friends. Focus on your family. Enjoy yourself. Go out. Have fun. Boat. Receiving what you need. Progression. Arriving. Moving on. And closure issues. So maybe you're having some problems closing this out, you know. Whatever you've been through in this, you know that no matter what they've said to you, no matter what they've done, you know, this is about what their soul needs to learn. It's about what your soul needs to learn. It's about seeing your worth, them seeing their worth. It's about healing wounds from the past that you didn't even know you had. What the Divine's telling you, you're going to receive what it is you need. You know, they got your back. Something's going to be arriving. Because you are moving on and you are closing these issues out. And you don't need them to get closure. I mean, you can do this on your own. It's not impossible. It can be done. Mask, not showing true feelings, hide, personify, pretend, delude, and gaslighting. So maybe you're being gaslighted. Somebody's not telling you the truth about how they really feel. They're hiding it. You know? They may be hiding it from themselves. They're pretending. They're putting on a show. Sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. They're watching you. They haven't gone nowhere. They might be telling you they don't want to be with you. They might be telling themselves they don't want to be with you, but they're not going anywhere. They're still watching you. Whether that be on social media or driving by your house or even asking friends about you or family about you, people that you both know. Heart with a key, welcoming love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. See, the divine's trying to bring something else into you. Close this out, you know. See that this is neither one of y'all's faults. This journey, I feel, is about us calling in our old soul pieces, our old broken soul pieces. You know, finding our wounds, figuring out where they started. You know, many of them started in childhood with abandonment issues and trust issues and not feeling like enough, not feeling like you have a voice. The divine's wanting to bring something better into you. So you need to get in those high vibrations. You need to open your heart back up. You know, you need to realize that you deserve so much better. You know, they want you to have that. That's your birthright. To have love. You know, to be happy, to be joyful. The butterfly, relationships evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. So yeah, that little kid inside you, that little kid that you were when you were younger, that kid is still inside you. And the negative self-talk that you tell yourself that you're not enough, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you don't deserve this. Would you tell a kid that? I don't think that you would. But when you tell yourself this, you tell your inner child this every day. And that child just wants love and protection. And you can give that to them. You can be their mother. You can be their father by being your own mother and your own father, setting your own healthy boundaries. Not rude, mean, hateful boundaries, healthy boundaries. By standing in your power, knowing your own worth, you give that inner child protection. You let them know you're there. You know, you need that. You need to bring that kid back out in you. What did you dream about when you were younger? What was your dreams? What did you want to do? You know, get back into that feeling. Get out of this feeling, stabbed in the back. You know? The divine is only trying to rebuild you right. So any tower moment you had, anything that anyone has ever done to you that made you feel like you weren't enough or took you down, it was only so you could rebuild yourself better. The divine can help you rebuild yourself better. Drop these swords. Rise again. You know? It's like the Phoenix Rising card. You fall to ashes, you burn to ashes, but you rise again in your passion, in your glory. You're being reborn. What do you want to tell Aquarius about the person that hurt them deeply, hurt them the deepest? What maybe they're not telling them or didn't know or don't know themselves? What do you want to tell Aquarius about this person? What do you want to tell them? What are their wounds? What has the soul got to say? If you hear that noise is a helicopter that came into the hospital. And I'm praying that whoever is in it, you know, is going to be safe and going to be okay. I apologize for the noise. Please stay on the table. You have to go to the table. Or flip. Alright, one more time. Bottom we have, our love is deep as the ocean. So they know you have a very strong connection. They feel it. Even if they're not admitting it to themselves, they feel it. You know? A hit and run. So maybe when they first came into this relationship, they just expected to hit it and quit it. But something about you caught them. They didn't want to admit it, but it caught them. But this is their intention at the beginning. They weren't looking for anything serious. They may have been out of heartbreak themselves. I love you more than words can say. So they do love you. Even if they're not telling you. Even if they're not trying to tell themselves, they love you. I love someone else. So I feel like this is that, you know, they'd already been hurt. They were already scorned, male or female, you know, and they were still getting over someone else, and they just wanted to get under one to get over another, and they didn't plan on sticking around, you know. They didn't plan on falling because they already fell and they got hurt. I don't think they worked through that yet, you know. Even if they didn't tell you about it. Some may have. Others may not have. I need more time to heal and find myself. So they're working on themselves, you know. And I'm noticing this evening, these cards are jumping a lot more than I feel they did in the readings that I've done previously. And I think it's because they are starting to see things and they are starting to heal them. They know that they need to work on themselves. They know they're not coming to you correctly. Your love kickstarted my healing. See, that's how you caught them. You caught them. You made them, you know, get up in their head. The connection was so intense that they overthought everything. They were falling, but they didn't want to fall because they were already hurt. You started that healing process. They hurt you. They took you down. They blamed you for everything. They projected their own wounds onto you, their own thoughts and feelings of themselves onto you. But they knew what they were doing was wrong. And they sat and they thought about this later. Maybe you stood in your power. Maybe you made them have to go in and do this. And you probably did stand in your power. You probably left. You might have gone back several times, but you left. And it left them in their head, you know, not wanting to lose you, but not knowing how to get you back. And they may have came in and love bombed. They may have charmed. They may have said, look in my eyes, you know, because they knew your weaknesses. They knew your triggers. They tried to keep you down so you wouldn't leave them because they didn't feel like they were worthy enough for you. They knew that if you got away, they had a big chance of losing you if they didn't do the work on themselves, because they knew somebody else was going to actually see your worth. So they tried to keep you from seeing your own worth so that they could keep you but not do any work. I can't love you in the way you deserve right now, see? They knew what you were. They knew you were that shining light. They knew you were that diamond in the rough. But they didn't feel good enough. They didn't feel like they could give you what you needed. So instead of giving you what you needed, they tore you down, you know? They didn't want to face reality. They didn't want to face their own wounds. Love is too dangerous. See, they're scared. You scared the crap out of them, you know? And the person before them scared the crap out of them. They're blocked, they're guarded, they don't trust themselves, they have abandonment issues, you know, they're a mess. They might look all cute and handsome and charming on the outside, but the inside is a complete disaster. They don't want you to know that. They'll intimidate you so you don't know that. I don't feel worthy of love, see? They don't feel like they deserve you. They don't want you to know your own worth. Because they know when you do, you're going to stand in your power and you're going to take it back. And they're going to lose you. You are the only one who gets me. They're not going to tell you that. Most of them. You know. They felt safe with you and that scared them. They felt comfortable with you and that scared them. They felt like they were at home. It scared the shit out of them. They may have ran. They may have cheated. They beat you into the ground. They made you feel like you weren't enough. That's not true. I projected family issues onto our relationship. See? They're projecting their own stuff onto you. How they feel about themselves. And they may have turned family against you. You know? Things they grew up with. Things people told them about themselves. They took it as their own truth. Even though that's someone else's opinion. It's not your truth. But they were raised to believe that. That's their belief. They've got to change their belief system. They got to retrain their brain. Just like all of us have been working on doing. Because if you're calling in new love, you've done work on yourself. You know what I mean? You've retrained a lot of your beliefs, and you'll continue to retrain your beliefs. I will never come back. This is what they're telling themselves. This is what they want. They don't want to feel this intensity. They don't want to come back. But something will keep bringing them back to you until they do the work. Doesn't mean you're supposed to take them back. You take them back, you're going to enable them. They're going to keep being who they are. They might show you what you want to see for a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. Doubt that, but you know, it's going to go right back to the way it was. They don't want to do the work. They want to go find someone who doesn't make them do the work, who doesn't challenge them. See? This is how they really feel. I won't give up on us. And they probably won't. They will probably bug you, blow your phone up, And it'll be good for a while if you start talking to them, but it's going to go right back to that toxic cycle because they're not doing the work on themselves. And you can't enable them because then they'll never do that work on themselves. And they'll never treat you with the respect that you deserve. They might come back and tell you they've changed. They haven't changed. They may have grown a little. They may have changed a little. But they haven't changed. Not to the point that you deserve. I have a traumatized inner child. This is the wounds. This is where they grew up being told they weren't enough. This is where they grew up watching their parents feel like they weren't enough. This is where it all started. The patterns, the beliefs that we pick up of others' opinions of us. Not being enough, not deserving love, maybe not having a voice, maybe being abused and beat. They're carrying those wounds with them. They just throw them to the back of their mind, push through it. Oh, I'm going to be tough. Someone probably told them at one point in time, get over it. Stop being a pussy. Get over it. You know, move on. Or told them you had them wrapped around your finger, you know. And that intimidated them, and they couldn't take that. But it's wounds. It's what we've learned. We've got to unlearn everything we learned growing up, because those are not our truths. Those are somebody else's opinions. And they have those opinions because they also have those wounds. It's what intimidation is. When you intimidate somebody, you intimidate them because you want control, because you didn't have control of your life. Or you felt like you didn't. I am scared of you. They are. They are very scared of you because they feel this very intense connection. They feel at home with you. It scares the fuck out of them. They don't know what to do about it. So they run, they cheat, they abuse, they put you down. They keep you not knowing your worth so they don't lose you. And they keep you coming back. Because every time they feel, and they do feel you, every time they feel you getting okay and you moving on and you healing and you're about to take a step or a leap somewhere else, they come back to pull you back so they don't lose you and you don't move on to something better. I was acting from my ego. This is all the wounds. Unhealthy ego. The things they tell themselves to protect themselves. The things the ego tells them when they're overthinking. That protects them. Or they feel protects them. But you don't need this. It's unhealthy. It's telling you the wrong things about yourself. So they're listening to all the bad things about themselves and they're believing it and taking it as their own truth. See? I was in my own head. Overthinking. Overthinking everything. I was serious about us. So it might have started off as a hit and run. But by the end they were serious. But they couldn't stay committed. They couldn't treat you the way that you deserved. And they couldn't do that because they didn't love themselves. They didn't trust themselves. They felt that they weren't enough. So don't take this personally. Don't carry these burdens. They're not yours to carry. You were in that relationship to learn about yourself. What did they do that triggered you, that upset you, that made you feel not enough? Those are your own inner child wounds. Those are the things that you need to be looking at. Go within yourself. Learn those lessons that the divine is trying to teach you, because the divine is trying to rebuild you. Because you're special. You're beautiful. You're divine. You're everything that you don't think you are. And you're worth a hell of a lot more than you think you're worth. You can do anything you put your mind to. You got to put your mind to it and believe that you can do it. You have to have faith without being able to see it. Without proof. But there's messages around you every day. There's numbers that show up. Look them up. What's the spiritual meaning of this number? It will show you that you're being guided, you're being protected, they're watching over you. Your loved ones, your passed on loved ones, the divine, your guardian angels, archangels, your guides. They're guiding you, they're protecting you, they're surrounding you. They're showing you which way to go. They're giving you that gut feeling. You know, the animals around you. Google what it means. Insects. Google what it means. You watch a movie. That movie has something to do with your life. Take those meanings out of it. Use it to heal and evolve and grow, because that's what you're meant to do. You're not meant to stay in a comfort zone. You're not meant to have codependencies, emotional, physical. You know, you're not meant to have that. You're meant to stand in your own power, be independent even when you're in a relationship. And that doesn't mean be cold. That means know you have yourself. Know your own worth. Don't accept things that aren't worthy of you. Divine doesn't make mistakes. He made you. He doesn't make mistakes. This journey you're on, it's not a mistake. The things you've gone through, they're not mistakes. They're not failures. They're stepping stones. They're a way to help you see your own wounds, heal them, and move beyond them. Because you just throw them to the back of your mind, ignore them, and then later they come back out to be healed, to be looked at, to be reevaluated, so you can heal them. And you're gonna continue to do that. You're gonna think you have it done, and then later on it's gonna come back up, and you're gonna realize that you weren't done with it. You held it over a little bit, but you weren't done with it. Because at the beginning you slapped a Band-Aid on an infection that was pussy and bad, and it healed the surface, but it didn't heal what was deep inside. You have to go back in and cut that wound open. Pick that scab. Squeeze more of that pus out. And you've got to continue to do this until it's completely healed and there's nothing left but a scar. But that scar, that is your story. That is your life story. So even that scar doesn't make you ugly. Know your worth. Let's see what Angel Answers has to tell you. What does your guides want to tell you about this situation? What do they want to tell you about this situation? And I know that was a gross scenario, but I've heard it somewhere else, and it's perfect. It fits perfectly. And I can tell you this because I've been doing this. Each and every time I think I've healed it, come to find out I haven't. But I am learning that when I'm triggered to go within and figure out what it's trying to tell me about me. What lessons do I need to learn? What wounds am I still working on? You know? It's not going to happen overnight. The wounds weren't created overnight. What do you want to tell Aquarius about this person? What do you want to tell them? What do you want to tell them about this person? What messages do you have for them about this person? Fall to the table, please. Or flip up. What do you want to tell them about this person? It took me a long time to start seeing my worth. And I had to forgive myself for allowing someone else to make me feel the way that I did about myself. Let go. Let go of this person. This person has work to do. Let go of beating yourself up. You know? Don't do that. Let go of control. The divine wants to bring somebody else into your life that's more deserving. And yes, you might get a little triggered in that relationship. I don't feel it's going to be as bad as this one. But you might get triggered in that relationship. But just remember, if you're watching this, remember what I said. When you are triggered, when something hurts you or bends you out of shape emotionally, that is triggering you for a reason. Let go of control. Allow this other person to come in that the divine wants to bring in. Don't miss this opportunity. If you don't let go of that will and let God, let divine do what needs to be done in the background, they can't do it because you're holding too tight. You're holding the will too tight. You're holding too tight on control. I gotta have this person back. This has to work out like this. You don't know what is best for you. You're a human being with a soul. The divine does know what's best for you. And it may not be what you thought it was going to be, but it's going to be better. Why would you hold yourself back from that? Take action. Something in your life that the divine is wanting you to take action on. It could be career. Could be standing in your own independence. You know, shining bright. The star that you are. And I didn't even mean that, you know, that wasn't no pun. Because Aquarius is the star. It's the star card. But we're all stars. We just don't see it. There's a peaceful resolution coming. But there has to be forgiveness. You got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive them. I'm still trying to figure out what it is that I believe in. I do believe in a higher power, the divine, the spirit, universe, God is all one and the same for me. But I can't say that I know a whole lot about the Bible. I had a hard time learning it. And I believe this is why Spirit led me to tarot. Because I learned through it. It helped me see my wounds. It helped me figure out how to heal them. It helped me change my perception of things. And I want to pay that forward. You know, I've known since I was a kid I was supposed to help people. I just didn't know how. You know, and my path is becoming clearer and clearer to me every day. You went through all of this because you also are meant to help someone else who's going through it down the line. How can you help someone when you don't have the experience? You can't. So stop beating yourself up. There's no reason to. There's a question you're asking. And Spirit is saying yes. Maybe yes to what I'm telling you. Either way, there's a message of yes. And yes, you're on the right path. And yes, you're doing the right things. And yes, you're always in the right place at the right time, no matter what you're going through. Romance. And that was, so maybe they're saying yes, romance. Get back into your romantic feelings. Get back into your passion. You know? Get creative. Because that will help raise your passion and help raise your vibration to call in something that's a little more deserving of you. Something is very unlikely. Probably going back to this, you know? You know what's unlikely. I don't need to tell you. You already know. Even if you're in denial, you already know. They're wanting you to improve your health. And this is the health of your body, the health of your mind, body, soul, spirit. You know, take the steps you need to heal. Like I said, they're watching over you. No need to worry. They got this. Let go. Let go and trust. It's hard to do. But trust. And trust yourself. You've seen the red flags. You've been there. There's no reason for you not to trust yourself. Let go. Remain positive. You need to stay positive. And I know it's hard. Especially when we're taken down to the ground over and over and over and over again. But don't you get up faster every time? Because you got this. You're beautiful. Remain positive so you can call in positive things. Our thoughts are powerful. Our mind is powerful. Call in the right types of things for you. Recovery. They're telling you to rest, heal, and recover. You know? Aquarius is all about wisdom and being a star and shining and pouring knowledge out to everyone else, pouring the waters on the ground. But you need to take a step back and meditate and recover and heal. Because you can't be no good to yourself if you haven't healed. You can't be any good to anybody else if you're not healed. And meditation, they're going to help you. They're going to bring you the answers that you're seeking. You just have to ask. Something is going to happen for you in the near future. They've got this. They're working in the background to make things happen for you. That's going to better your life. It's going to help you better yourself, not for everybody else or to be better than everybody else. To better yourself for you, to evolve, to grow, to learn. Trust. Trust them. Trust yourself. You got this. Please like, share, comment, so that I can get these things out to everybody else, you know. I want to pay it forward. Other people need these messages, you know. I can't make them take them, but I can set the knowledge at their feet and they can choose on whether or not to pick them up and use them for themselves. I can tell you this, in my experience, any and every time I feared something, I pushed through it, and I didn't do it right away because I was scared. But once I pushed through it, it was so much peaceful on the other end. So peaceful. I felt this weight being lifted off of me. I am an Aquarius, and we're supposed to bring in the new age. And how are we going to do that if we don't take time to see our own worth? We don't take the time to heal. We don't take the time to listen to the knowledge that the divine is trying to pour into us. If we can't heal ourselves, how are we going to help anybody else heal? How are we going to do anything? Follow our passions or creativity. Bring in the new technology. Bring in the new knowledge. Help people change their belief systems. Help them retrain their brains. How can we do that if we're not giving it to ourselves? I leave you with that. I love you all.